My role was makeup artist. I had a hand in the visual effects, and I also had the role of I believe it was orderly or lab tech, one of the two. I'm not really sure. One of those, but I did have a actual speaking part in this film for a brief moment too. So. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was sort of a chance for me to sort of explore a lot of the things that I've always kind of really admired and been curious about. As a child, I was always really very interested in visual effects and how they did things. Then the older I got, I started to see more and more computer-generated effects, CGI, and things like that. And they always just kind of turned me off, and I've always been really kind of excited by analog effects and by sitting down there and with a squeeze bottle and squeezing something or pushing something or popping something or that kind of thing excites me. That's real Hollywood magic, I think, as opposed to sitting down in a computer room and just creating stuff generically on a PC. Well, some of the specific challenges, I'd say the hardest one was just for things like some of the dead bodies that recurred in the movie throughout and just getting, consistent makeup from time to time. However, it's easy enough to remedy that, and digital cameras have helped a lot with that. You just take as many pictures as you can. Just sit down and, after a while, actually, I mean, with Brad in particular, it wound up getting to a point where I just knew it needed to happen. I knew where the scars were. I almost didn't have to refer to my papers or anything like that, and I knew what he needed. So it was pretty easy once it got going. It really wasn't too bad. I mean, some of the stuff was challenging, figuring out things like how I was going to make a severed finger and things like that. There's always a million and one possible ways that you could do it. And then you settle on one, and then you hope that it comes across as what you were hoping it to come across as, which is a bloody severed finger. That's one thing. That's actually one of the things that has helped me a lot with my visual effects is watching special features on movies, and some of them will actually give breakdowns of how they do some of the effects, and then you can just kind of take that way of thinking and run with it. But with the finger, what I did is I just went down to the pet store. I bought some pieces of tubing. I cut a length which was about the length of a finger, and then I took another piece and I cut a little wedge out of it. And then I super glued that wedge over to simulate a knuckle, let the super glue dry, shaved it down so it was a little more rounded and smoothed around, and I just dipped the whole thing in latex about 30 times until I got a good fleshy coat on it. In the tongue, I thought the tongue looked really good.
The tongue looked really good.
Steve
got that steak
that was Steve's idea to use the steak, the raw meat, and I thought that looked really well. I probably would have come up with something a lot more contrived than a piece of just raw meat, but I thought that the raw meat worked wonderfully, and I thought it conveyed the idea great.
When I show people the pictures of the characters with big gashes on their, their arm, they love it or something. Oh, they did that.
And that's the neat thing too. The latex appliances. Those are wonderfully effective, and they're wonderfully easy. It's just a matter of you pre-make the appliance, and we make all of our own appliances. We make our own molds and we cast our own latex appliances. And so therefore you can have a variety of shapes and sizes, and then it's just a matter of finding a shape or a size that is more appropriate to a specific body or a specific part of the body or wherever you're going to be gluing it. But that's fun stuff because you glue it on, you make it up, you bloody it up, and it just looks so gnarly as hell.